Are you ready for today before we get started? I can't see anyone saying they're ready. Are you ready for today? You ready? I surely hope so, because we have a treat for you. Does everyone have their notebooks ready? You do? I see some faces on there. It's about 10 of us with our faces on. I appreciate you. So today, if you didn't get an opportunity to hear the call last week, she talked to us about sacrifices. This lady is no stranger to anyone on the call, so I really don't even have to do this introduction because we all know her. She's been known as the teacup lady. Yes, the teacup. You know, when you hold it with your two fingers, yeah, that's her. So today, her message, I'm not even going to share her message. I know a little bit about it, but this lady, she has mastered, her and her husband, my brother, they flip gas stations for a living. On a part-time basis, outside of that, with both of their busy schedules, they've been able to build this business in 4 different countries with 4 currencies getting paid. That's pretty amazing. Part-time basis. Outside of everything else they do in life, which is amazing. So without further ado, because I don't want to take up too much time, I want to bring up a superstar, my sister all the way on the West Coast, Miss Natasha Ismail. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I am. Good morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So guys, it's Monday morning. Mr. Clemens tried super hard. He's like, where's everybody at? There's only like 10 people on here. Miss Mary Perez was going crazy. So Mary, I'm gonna give you a shout out because I saw you. Okay, she's like, I'm right here. That's awesome. So good morning, everyone. Did everyone have a fantastic weekend? Oh, Marie's like, I don't know. Okay. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Now, I want to thank Mr. Clemens first before I get started. So just understand that the friendships that you're going to make out of this business, you would not have if it wasn't for this business. I want you to think about that for a second. Everybody that you've met that is in this business, would you have met them otherwise? Probably not. So he's one of those people that I'm so thankful for. And especially after getting into this business, and you get to build it with people that you get to know, that you get to love, that you get to care about. And my husband and I just have so much respect and passion and love for Mr. Clemens. He's just so amazing. And I know you guys feel the same way. So can we give him a round of applause before we get started? Awesome. All right. So guys, let me tell you a little bit about my story. So my name's Natasha. I'm out of Fresno, California. And before I saw this business, I was getting my master's degree, working 2 jobs. And one of my friends said, hey, we got to talk. And I said, okay, what is it? And he proceeded to not follow the system and tried telling me about it. And I told him he was on drugs and that I wasn't going to do anything. But it's really funny that I said no to that because I was secretly praying for something. So fast forward, I started my own business, and I just had this day where I walked into the studio and I just sat there and I caught myself just staring. I don't know what I was staring at, but I was just staring. And I had all of these thoughts like, what am I doing? Where am I going with my life? I'm not happy. I'm not, like, I love what I did, but I just had this feeling in my stomach that I could just do so much more. And I got a text message from my friend that changed my life forever. So I can't tell you how thankful I am to him for not prejudging me and asking me to take a look. Basically, it took him 3 times. 3rd time's a charm, right? So 3 times to show us the business. So I want everybody to think about the person that introduced you to this business. Now, if it wasn't for that person, you wouldn't be here right now. Think about how much love and respect and admiration you have for that person. Understand that when we're not going to people with this business, we're taking away that feeling from them because you're meant to be that person for someone else. You're meant to be someone else's superhero. You're meant to be the person that's totally going to change their life. Because let me tell you something, my friend and I that showed me, we don't talk that often, but when we do, I thank him every single time. Thank you for showing me this business. Every single time. Just like Mr. Thomas, the person that showed him, he's like, he takes him out to lunch or whatever, right? Every single time. So understand that you're going to be that person for someone. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. There's these two men, okay? Two men that go through life, and one is just full of life, full of ambition. He has all these big hopes and dreams. He wants to do all this stuff, save the world, be like a big CEO, make a ton of money, have a perfect house, perfect wife, perfect life, everything. He wants it all, okay? There's another guy that starts out the same exact way. He wants everything. He wants that life. He wants the cars, the money. He wants everything too. So growing up, they're in their 20s, they're still ambitious. And in their late 20s, they start hearing people tell them, why do you want to do that? You're not going to be able to do that. Are you sure you want to do that? I don't know, bro. It seems like a lot of work. I don't know. So what the first guy does is he keeps going. He doesn't listen to the people that say you're not going to be able to do it, or it's not going to work, your business is going to fail, all of these things. He just says, okay, thanks for your opinion, keeps moving. The second guy starts to get discouraged. They're now in their 30s. The first guy is still going. The second one is getting more and more discouraged by the day. He starts listening to all the negativity. He starts listening to people's, you should do this, you should do that. And he starts taking them on himself. He slowly stops going for what he dreamed of. So in their late 50s, these two gentlemen meet one day. They're sitting in a park. They're sitting on a park bench. The first guy's sitting there, all suited, and he has his coffee. And the second guy comes up to him and he sits down right next to him. And, his appearance isn't that great. Okay. He looks over at the guy and he says, so what do you do? And he said, whatever it takes. And the guy was like, okay, I haven't heard that before, but I used to say that in my 20s too. And he says, what do you mean you used to say that? And he says, well, it looks like you have your life together and everything seems so perfect with you. I mean, you look good, you smell good, right? And, how'd you do it? The second guy asked the first guy, how'd you do it? How'd you get to your dream life? How'd you get the car, get the girl, get the house? How'd you do it all? And he replied, I followed my vision, not the vision of others. Write that down. He said, I followed my vision, not the vision of others. So my question is, how many of us right now are following the vision of somebody else? How many of us even have a vision for what we want our life to be like? And my question is, when you're in your late 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be the first person that's sitting on the bench telling the second person, I went for it, I had my vision, I followed my vision? Or do you want to be the second person that's sitting there full of regret saying, I should have, I could have, I would have, but, this. All the first guy did was follow his vision and not listen to the naysayers. That's all he did. So I want to spell out vision for everyone. I want to spell out the acronym vision. So if you have a piece of paper, if you're taking notes, which you should be, to go ahead and write down vision straight like this. Yes, Ms. Batiste got it straight like this. VISION. Go ahead and write that out straight down. We're going to spell out vision. There's a quote by Helen Keller that I want to tell everyone too. She said, the worst thing is having sight but no vision. Mr. Fetty Sherman knows that one. And you know that she was blind. What's worse than having sight is having no vision. So sight is something that comes from seeing in the physical world. Vision comes from your mind and your heart. Which one do you have? Do you have just sight or do you have vision? Because vision is what's going to pull you through. Vision is the unseen, seen in your mind before it even happens. So the V in vision stands for victory. You have to imagine your win before it even happens. You have to start with the end in mind. When a contractor builds a building, Mrs. Driscoll know this, when they build a building, do they just start working on it and say, oh, we'll see how it looks. We'll see how it looks at the end, right? Or do they have a blueprint? Do they already have the end in mind? You have to picture it. You got to know, what's my victory look like? What's your victory to you? Is it RD? Is it RVP? Is it SVP? What is it? What is it? Where are you going with this business? What's your direction? What's your angle? Where are we going? Because if you don't know, how are you supposed to get there? You won't know. You got to know where you're going before you even get there. You got to start with the victory in mind. Now the I stands for imagine. Imagine. Yes, the prize, Mr. McGowan, the prize, eyes on the prize. I imagine. You have to see it. You have to feel it. You have to smell it. You have to know what it's going to feel like. You got to visualize it. Do you know what your promotion is going to be like? Do you know what it's going to feel like? Do you know when you hit your certain money goal, what it's going to feel like? Do you know what you're going to do with it? How are you going to feel? Have you just imagined for a second, just closing your eyes and just thinking how unstressful it's going to be when you know all your bills are paid on time? When you're not worried about, you got to go shopping at the dollar store because we don't have enough money at the end of the month. What is that going to feel like? Filling up a full tank of gas and not feeling guilty about it? I don't know, but that's a really good feeling, okay? What is that going to feel like? You have to imagine the life that you want. Look at your vision board every single day. Do you even have a vision board? The S stands for sacrifice. And that's the whole call that I talked about last Monday. Sacrifice. What are you willing to give up to go up? Because nothing in life comes easy. And if it does, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Think about it. The first time you got something and somebody just handed it to you, were you as excited as if you had to actually work for something? The more work and the more sacrifice, the sweeter the victory. And we know that for a fact. When you work so hard, Mr. Foster, think about it. When he works so hard and then he starts getting the results, how do you think he feels? That's a boss feeling right there. You feel so good because you know that you put the work in, you know that you deserve it, you know what you had to sacrifice to get there. But if you don't sacrifice, you're not going to have a victory. There's no victory without sacrifice. It's required. It's required. The I, impact. You got to make an impact. What are we here for? We're here to make an impact. There's never going to be a U-Haul attached to a hearse ever in history. And if it is, it's probably Tutankhamun's tomb or something, okay? But that doesn't happen anymore. So you're not going to get to take anything with you. What's the point? The memories and the impact that you make on this world. Is the world going to feel your presence and your absence? What is your tombstone going to say? What are people going to say that you did to impact this world? Because think about the greats in the world. Think about people, even just everyday people that you knew that made a difference in your life. How do you feel about them? How do you talk about them when they're gone? You got to know what you're here to do. What's your impact going to be? Is it going to be helping feed hungry children? Do you want to donate to a certain charity? Are you going to help people change their family trees? What are we going to do? What's your mission? What lights you up inside? What gets you excited when you get out of bed every single morning? Or do you even get excited when you get out of bed every single morning, right? Because if you don't, then we got a couple things to figure out. Okay, Mr. Al Randolph said, yep, right? We got to figure it out. You got to know what your impact is going to be. Next. Oh, you got to be obsessed. You got to be freaking obsessed with what you want. Are you obsessed with your goals? Are you obsessed with your dream? Are you obsessed with changing your life? Do you eat, breathe, live changing people's lives? Every single time you talk to a person, are you like, hey, I mean, I don't know if you're open. Are you open? Or, you know, yeah, it's this thing. Or are you like, look, I don't know if it's for you or not, but I'm working on something with someone. Let me tell you about them. the excitement in your voice is going to draw people to you. But at the same time, if your voice is down and you're not excited at all, it's going to push your people away. Okay. Set yourself on fire and the world will come watch you burn. Mrs. Driscoll just put it in the chat. She said, set yourself on fire. Why do we say that? What is that? Let me take a side note. What does that even mean? That means being obsessed. What? Think about it. If somebody was on fire, would you go over there? Yeah, either to go help them or watch them, right? But you go over there either way, you'd go over there. Are you setting yourself on fire every single morning you wake up? Or do we just roll out of bed and you're like, another day, another dollar? How do we wake up? How do we wake up? As soon as I wake up, I say, God, thank you so much for opening my eyes and giving me another chance to do what I'm here to do. As soon as you say that, trust me, your mindset will change. And if it doesn't, we gotta get a checkup from the neck up, okay? But that should, getting up with gratitude, just being thankful. You have another day to complete your mission. It's like a video game. Have you guys ever played those video games where it's like they give you a mission and you got to keep going next level, next level, next level, and you keep dying on the way and it's like, just can't get, what is it? What is this? What is this game, right? But how do you feel when you pass those levels? You made it. You made it. You have to keep going. You have to be obsessed. Michael Jordan did thousands and thousands and thousands of baskets before he won a game. Thousands. He started practicing when he was a little kid. Can you imagine doing something when you were little? You started then and you just kept going, and you didn't get picked. Okay. They weren't like, oh my God, you're going to be our star player. None of that. But you just kept doing it because what you do in the dark is going to show in the light. But if you're not grinding in the dark, you can't expect to get anything in the light. I heard the other day on a podcast that people have like this entitlement mentality, and it's like, nobody's entitled to anything. You want something, you better go work for it and go get it, because ain't nobody gonna hand it to you. Nothing comes to us without work. You got to work for what you want. You got to sacrifice for what you want. Are you willing to be obsessed with what you're doing? And if you're just looking at it as like internet and cell phones and, you know, home security and stuff, look at it at a different way. It's not about what we do. It's about how we do it and why we do it. Because if not, there's so many other companies out there. You could go pick another one. Why are you here? Because there's something different about this one. There's something that sets this one apart. There's a culture that this one has. There's a leadership that this one has. There's a family that this one has. There's a vision that this one has that no other one has. I've researched. I'm one of those analytical urchin type people. I know what's out there. Where am I? I'm right here. Right here where I'm supposed to be and where I want to be and where I need to be, because I know where this ship is going and I'm going with it. I ain't getting left behind. Think about it. We have one of the longest track records than any other company. We have the best of the best leaders than anybody else. Where else do you get access to people that have already made it? They're already at the top positions, and yet they're still willing to reach down and to help everybody else get there. Where else do you get that? And the best thing is, I don't have to wrap anything. I don't have to mail anything out. I don't have to do any of that. That's just a plus, right? That's just a plus. But start looking at it in a different way. If somebody else has done it, it can be done. People that used to sell t-shirts, that used to sell cars, that used to, what else? That were, you know, actors, singers, lawyers, pharmaceutical sales. We have those people at the top of this company. So why can't we get there? What was the one thing that differentiated them from everybody else? What was my story in the beginning? Somebody type it in the chat. Somebody type it in the chat. What's the one thing that set the SVPs and RVPs apart from everybody that's not there yet? And nobody typing in the chat? Okay, I'll give it to you. Vision. It was their vision. right? Mary got it. She said, I got it. Their vision. So what's your vision? Do you know where the ship is going, and are you coming with it? Or are you just going to watch it sail by and just be on the little lifeboat on the side? Because you're just going to get lost at sea. You're going to say, oh, I used to be on that boat. It's gone now. I ain't there anymore, but I used to be there. I used to be on it. That used to be me. That used to be me. Or are you going to be on the ship looking at the sunset saying, that's where we're going. I can't wait till we get there. The end. Never quit. Because I guarantee you, if you quit, you ain't never going to win. Guaranteed. The only guaranteed way to fail is to quit. Never quit. This business, why do people come into this business thinking they're going to be a millionaire in the first 30 days, and then if they don't, they get out of it? Why do they do that? That's crazy. Find me a traditional business that can do that, right? But you got to understand that when people come into this business, it's not a walk in the park. It takes work. It's a business. A business takes work. Any type of business. You can't come into McDonald's and say, let me take it, let me run it. Who are you? What? You want to do what? A business requires work. It requires learning. It requires sacrifice. It requires growth. When people are in this business for the first year, no progress. Second year, a little bit of progress. Third year, you hit the jackpot. Fourth year, jackpot. Fifth year, whatever, right? Whatever it is for you. The reason why it doesn't happen in the beginning is because your money meets you where your mentality is. And if you're just measuring your success by your money, you're doing it wrong. That's not all that it's about. I understand we have to pay bills, and it's just a plus that we get paid on those bills. But you also have to understand, like, entrepreneurs go through some stuff to get to where they want to go. Ask anybody that owns a traditional business on here. I know what my husband goes through. I know the phone calls that he gets at 3 a.m, having to drive 2 hours to one of our stores because an employee called in sick after he just got home at 11 p.m. I know the phone calls at 4 a.m. Hey, somebody broke into your store. Hey, somebody broke the glass. Hey, we see somebody in the store. Do you know how stressful that is? Oh, the soda machine's not working. Okay, crap. Let me call somebody for that. Oh, the registers are down. The register's not working. How do we ring people up for the stuff? Oh, somebody just stole something. Oh, somebody just did something. It's stressful. And look, with this business, what do we have to do? Talk to people, pique people, invite people. That's it. We're conversation starters, because then we let the system do the work after that, right? But the beginning part, those beginning skills is up to us. Never quitting is up to us, because if you quit, you're never going to win. But if you know that this is where you want to be, if you know where you're going, then you know you're on the right track. You already know where you're going. Who's coming with you? How many people are we taking with us? That's all that matters. I was listening. Okay, I'm gonna tell this after. Okay, I have a quick video for everyone. So Mr. Clemens, can we roll that? And then after that, I got a couple more things to say because I don't want to say them right now, even though I'm really excited. But we're gonna play the clip and then I'll be right back.
This could be the weekend of dramatic change for you.
These events will be your greatest tools in allowing people to see the big picture of ACN.
So many great things are going to happen.
How many people are excited right now? Right now is the absolute best time in ACN history.
Right now is the time to make a difference.
here. It's laying at your front door. Quit praying. It's here. The opportunity is here.
What more could you want than this?
Are you ready to make a difference? You need to start living the life that you deserve right now. Change your life.
Okay, if that didn't get you excited or that didn't get you fired up, I don't know what to tell you, but that video gets me fired up every single time. So I'm probably going to watch it every single day until the event, just a hint for everybody else that wants to do it. Okay, so did you guys catch, it said expand your vision. Did anybody catch that? Okay, expand your vision. And the best place, if you're feeling lost at sea, where's the best place? Please tell me where's the best place to be. At that event. That event, the first time I ever went to a convention, I planted my flag. I was done. I knew this was home. I knew it. And I know the people that have done the in-person events, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those of you that haven't, that are new, let me tell you, this event is going to change your life. And you can think that's a bunch of crap right now, but once you attend it, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. I've had people tell me, I don't need the rah-rah. I don't need the hype. Just give me the information, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And they go and they're more excited than anybody else over there. Okay. They come back totally jacked up. They're just like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't want to go to that. Oh my God, I was crazy. You are so right. Oh, blah, 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 blah. They were like about to lose their head. Okay. That's how excited they get. All right. Now, so many of us are trying to do, how many times when somebody's mentor asks them, hey, how's it going? So you're like, well, I'm trying. Anybody has, okay, you don't have to admit it. Don't raise your hand. Okay, Mr. Clemens, thank you for being honest. Okay, so the one person on here, thank you. So when a mentor asks you, how's it going? And your response is, I'm trying. How does that make you feel, first of all? Okay, second, how many of us have heard somebody say, or a lot of people say, that all this business takes is a decision to see the job through? We could raise our hand on that one, right? Okay, so we know that this business takes a decision. Now, the thing is, that decision is internal. The thing is, that decision isn't made the moment you sign up. The thing is, that decision doesn't just happen one day when you're sleeping and you wake up, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to do this business today. No, that's not how it works. You have a journey that you have to go through in order to go through the things you need to, in order to grow from them, in order to get to that point where you just say, enough is enough. I'm done. I'm done with everything. I'm done with having to pay my bills late. And then they give me a penalty. If I can't even pay the bill in the first place, what makes them think I'm going to be able to pay the late fee? First of all, I want to go get groceries at the expensive store. I want organic food. I want to feed my body right, but I can't afford it. When I go to a restaurant, I don't want to look at the 2 for $10 menu anymore. I have it memorized. I want to look at the steak side. I want to order something else. How many of us have ever had that point? That breaking point where you're just like, dude, what am I doing with my life? Where am I going? I'm driving my life in neutral. Guess what, people? Cars don't move in neutral unless you push them. That's the decision that it takes to decide that you're going to do this business. A lot of us say we're trying to do the business, but what we really mean is we're trying to decide whether or not it's worth it. We ain't trying to talk to people. We're deciding, okay, should I talk to this person? Are they going to tell me no? Are they going to tell me it's one of those things? Is it even going to work? Is it not going to work? Should I do it? Is it even worth it? I don't know. Is your family worth it? I don't know. Is your time freedom worth it? I don't know. Is your sanity worth it? I don't know. Is being not stressed and taking care of your health worth it? I don't know. Is living a better quality of life worth it? I don't know. Is it worth it for you to be able to just go on a vacation whenever you want and not have to ask anybody else for time off worth it? I don't know. Is it worth it? You have to think about what is it that's going to make it worth it for you. And I got that from Dr. Miles Monroe, is we're not trying to do it. We've been trying to decide. And he said, indecision is deadly. Indecision is deadly, because what happens is you're either in neutral or you're in the middle of the street. And the middle of the street is the worst place to be because you get run over. You get run over in the middle of the street. You got to know which way you're headed. You have to know where it is that you're going. There were 2 fishermen that were lost at sea. 2 fishermen in a boat lost at sea. And one fisherman tells the other one, hey, we're lost, number one, okay? So we can either pray or we can either row. What do you want to do? And the other one says, we're going to do both. Why can't you do both? Why does it have to be one or the other? Row your boat, row your boat gently down the stream, okay? And pray and row your boat. Do both. If you don't have fear, that's a sign that faith is missing. Dr. Miles Monroe said, faith induces fear, because faith tells you to do what you think you can't do, and you have the fear that you can't do it. Something like that. Don't quote me. But faith induces fear, because faith tells you to do something that you think that you can't do. And that's where the fear comes in. But faith is doing it and believing that it's going to happen anyway, no matter if you have the fear. That's why we say, feel the fear and do it anyway. Because if you're walking in faith, you have that fear of starting, that fear of doing the thing, just doing the thing, making a phone call, making a text message. I've been going crazy. I'm like, I don't care what anybody says about me. Look, you want to do this with me or not? Because I'm going. You either want to come or you want to watch me go, because you're going to watch me go after I talk to you. Okay? And that's the posture that you have to have. I don't want everyone. This isn't for everyone. Not everyone's going to do this. I want the people that are hungry. I want the people that have vision. We want people that want this. We want people that want a better life. We want people that are willing to go work for it, that are willing to go sacrifice for their family, and know that even though it doesn't look that good right now, it's going to get a whole lot better. Just ask any of the regional or senior vice presidents if they ever thought that it would be as good as it is, the position that they're in right now. Decide what you're going to do. Indecisiveness is deadly. Stop living life in neutral. Stop it. Because ain't nobody going to come to push your car. I'll tell you that right now. The most deadliest place is in the middle of the street. We need to stop trying to make a decision, and we need to just do. We're literally like 5 days away from the event. Friday night is when it's starting. How many people are going to be there with you? Or is it going to be just like the last one? Or are you going to say, man, I wish I would have had more people? Think about the 2 guys. Which one do you want to be? The one that's saying, all I did was follow my vision and do it. I didn't listen to the naysayers. Or are you going to be the second one saying, how'd you do it, man? How'd you do it? You get to decide. And if you haven't made a decision yet, welcome to D-Day, Decision Day. Just decide. You're either going to do it or you're not. If you're not going to do it, save yourself and your mentor some time and just say, look, I don't have what it takes. I take full responsibility. I'm not willing to put in the work. I'm not willing to do the blah, blah, blah. Try saying it all that way and then see how that pans out. Make a decision. Because if you know that this place is for you, then just do it. There's nothing else but to do it. And I got to show you guys my shirt. Look at my shirt. See, because vision, vision. It was a Justin Timberlake concert. So my brother got me the shirt. I was like, hey, I can wear that today. All right. So I'm going to pass it back over to Mr. Clevens. I hope you guys loved today. And I gave you guys some vision. D-Day, everybody go get registered if you haven't already. And I appreciate you guys. Take care. And I'll see you next. Well, I'll see you guys tonight, but I'll see you next week.